Promoters say Buju and Beres are charging too much. So there's been conversations, especially since the reveal of Cartel and what he's making from these shows, becoming a millionaire 10 times over from these shows. A whole heap of conversation surrounding that. No, if artists are going to raise their prices and all that. Yo, a Pterodon come. Big up yourself, Pterodon. Man, loud you. Pterodon come and say, Dad, them artists are some blood clot idiot. Lower them price. The promoter, they lower them price. They're not going to pay them the blood clot money. And they can't pull the crowd. That's what I say. So that's our next dynamic too. So that the promoters, they might pre these prices and say, nope, I'm not paying you that. Because you're not Vibes Cartel. If it's that, the artists, them are going to pre this now and then say, I need to raise my price. Yeah. I mean, but yeah.
No, but the promoter, I mean, I don't know if you're going to play a clip.
Yeah, I'm going to play the clip. I have it. Yeah, let's play the clip. Play the clip. You're right, I say. Well done. Yeah.
Buju is asking for crazy money, and since he went out of prison, he just wants to do big stadiums or big arenas in the US. But he just came for one show. The first show was in Summer Jam in Germany, and he got paid 100,000 euros.
Do the math.
150,000 euros.
Do it.
It's crazy money. So the thing is that Buju Banton, he doesn't want to tour anymore in Europe. He doesn't want to tour because he pretends to get paid, 20,000 per night, and it's impossible in Europe. And Beres Hammond, same. He wants to come to Europe. He wants to come with 19 people. 19 people touring, and he's asking for crazy fees. Beres Hammond can put, let's say, 600, in between 600 to 1,000 people in a venue. So how much you have to charge per ticket to get what he wants to, what he expects to be paid?
So Beres can put 5,000 people?
Not more in Europe. Just in England, he has a huge fan base in England, but not in Europe. And they don't want to adapt at the Europe reality. So they prefer not to tour.
I think there's a whole lot going on here. You do the math set, Ari?
Yeah, it's saying 150,000 euros is 27 million Jamaican.
US.
No, Jamaican.
No, I'm asking for the US equivalent.
Oh, you want to know what the US equivalent of 150,000 euro?
Yes, please.
Hold on. 171,000 US dollars.
Okay.
Oh, so still less than way.
Cartel, I mean. There's a whole lot here, There's a whole lot going on here. Because me hear that promoter talk. And while I watch the video, I can't help but think, said, no for them promoter, they are going some fuckery over there. All what go on. I believe, to a certain extent, that they're used to paying these touring reggae artists a certain amount. Right? Them used to paying a certain amount. And the reggae artists, them alright with it. And that has been a sort of, yin and yang, a sort of relationship that has been established. Here comes Buju now. Trying to tear up the status quo in their eyes. And I say, fuck this. This is what we used to paying reggae artists in Europe.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like there's a certain demand for Buju in the US.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've seen that him been off the tour there. I did have some hiccups and things. So I feel like there's a certain demand in the US. And I feel like, especially with the Cartel momentum and these arena shows that we see popping up in the US this year, I feel like there's a certain demand in the US where you could have said maybe a different sort of market is being developed before our very eyes. Because Europe think them kind of established, as me saying, and then probably have it say, yo, this is what the usual reggae artist is paid on these shows. We cannot accommodate you when you have to ask these exorbitant fees in our eyes. And Buju say, yo, fuck, oh no. This is what me, Buju Banton commands. A matter of fact, him did him comment on it too.
Yeah.
Him say, how many years have I come there and had to pay my band out of my own fucking pocket when we were playing our hearts out? So I feel like say one Buju depan, stay them and them thing them depan now.
Yeah.
Right? While some of what the promoter says true in regards to certain markets. Because certain things what you're going with are certain things that you expect from a certain market. Don't expect it in our next market. Certain markets, they cater to dancehall, them cater to reggae. Certain markets do not. So all them things they have to take into consideration. But I feel like it's a whole heap of fuckery going with some of them promoted in Europe still. I do feel that. I do feel that.
All right, so let's just give a little context. So he is renowned European promoter Julian Francisco Garcia Mancebo.
Research. Journalism.
Ari's like, okay, let me
I'm
finish.
commending you.
Okay. So actually, it's coming off the backdrop where he actually is opining that reggae music is dead in Europe.
Okay.
You know, so he's,
that too.
Right.
So
he's talking about and he specifically gave 2 examples of Beres and Buju, which is weird because really and truly they're stalwarts,
top
they're
tier
giants,
marquee.
they're
There you go.
marquee
Acts.
acts in reggae music. So when him said they Beres na draw a crowd of 600, I find that quite unbelievable. Like I've never gone to a Beres show in Europe. I really don't know what the market is like. So it's like
I don't know either. That's why I can't to speak. I'm never to speak on that for you.
Right. But it's weird because man say if he's big in England, UK, which is obviously different. Like UK is an island, or England is an island, and Europe is a continent. It's 2 different things, but very close in proximity.
They mean Europe, but it's like them our island unto themselves.
Right. It's like whatever. It's a continent, but very close to each other.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't the market kind of interlope in some sense? And we've always believed, I've always believed that Europe is really a major market for reggae dancehall music. Like you could be no name here, but you can get a booking in Europe and live and tour Europe and make some good earnings in Europe because Europe is such a major festival place that based on what I know is that they enjoy live music, they enjoy reggae music, so they don't have a problem putting a young act on a major festival like for start the show, while major acts like I guess their European English acts would be the marquee act. But I definitely I can't wrap my head around what he's saying, that Buju and Beres cannot bring out a crowd of more than 600 people. Again,
say it with Beres,
right,
specifically.
Which I find very weird. Like I really don't understand. So I mean, again, I've never gone to Europe. I've never been to a reggae concert in Europe where Cartel. Beres is the headlining act, but again I find it unbelievable. But again, he is speaking from a perspective that reggae is dead. He's saying that reggae is dead in Europe because of things like these, like the acts are charging too much, the music isn't doing what it usually do. So he's just making a case for it that pretty soon the European market will no longer facilitate reggae music. And I mean, I don't know. There's more to be said. There's more conversation to explore here.
Yeah.
He's not the first person I've heard said this. He's speaking from a promoter perspective, and it's a business. People are trying to make money. So he might say, well, the artists them are overcharged. The artists say, well, I think I'm undercharging. I want to put out a good show, as Buju said. Like he has to pay
the band
out of his earnings, because again it's about trying to put on the best show for his audience, his fans in Europe. So I don't know this whole thing Will Cartel has definitely spilled out even for like more things are coming out
Popping
of the
up,
bag.
yeah.
Can of worms.
And we can definitely say that artists and promoters have always had a very rocky relationship locally in the US market and clearly in the American market. So I mean, maybe there's more. There's really more. I'd love to ask Julian about it because him said this, and you know, Beres kind of responded. His page put out where he was in front of an auditorium, like an arena full of people, and that was more than 1,000 people.
Where?
On his Instagram.
No, where?
And that is it. He didn't say, but I guess it was in response to Julian because it's literally after it was making the news. So I don't know. There's much more that
There's a whole lot to
Julian,
unpack here.
Especially because he said this and he's like, but people like Beres and Buju, we don't expect this. Like them can
We know they can
them
draw
can
crowd.
ask for 150,000 euros if they're asking for that because they're worth that, and
but still,
not just worth that, they're able to bring out a crowd that would make the promoter 150,000 plus back.
we know them can draw a crowd, but draw a crowd where? That's where
That's
things like
it.
geography and
Right,
audience come into play.
right.
Because, you know, the word on the street is, with some of the cancelled shows that Buju had, was in areas where him did a try put him hat a bit too high.
Which is true
This is
because
what
the market,
people were saying in regards to the market.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't go to an all-white market. Like, they're not
I expect
major
them to
fans,
fully
especially
turn
in
out
America. They're not really major fans
Have
of
you
reggae
not
like
know-
that. Yeah.
But that is why it was weird for real, Ari, when you said it's unbelievable when you think about Europe because especially stemming off the success of Bob Marley. I said reggae music known to the world because a man like Bob. So
Years ago that, you know, Javi.
No, but just
years
years
ago,
ago.
people still associate, like,
True.
people still look for
But
reggae
the
music
market
from-
is the
But
market now.
But then I was saying in Europe, especially from what I've always been told, is such a market for live music, for
Yes,
reggae music.
true.
Like, we're North America and our side of the world, Jamaica, the Caribbean, not really reggae music specifically. I'm not even talking about dancehall, reggae music.
Reggae music, yes.
Specifically.
Cause them, it always been
weird.
like a unspoken thing. Yes, I say, yo, if you want to be a real artist, if you don't necessarily care about the fame and the clout and just grow your dreads, learn how to play an instrument and go to Europe.
Listen,
It's been an
that's it.
unspoken thing.
It seemed like that was the easy
Yeah, man,
way
that
out.
the easy way in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, just grow your locks them. Go on like you say Rastafari and go to Europe and you can make money.
it.
You know what I mean? So, but then again, I go back to what you were saying. As you rightly bring up, we have to take his words into context, saying when him a say, yo, reggae dead. Would I never say reggae dead back in a Bob day. But him a say reggae in a 2025 now, it dead or it's dying.
Yeah.
So the market is different. So when you bring up the point about, you know, Bob Marley's like, times are the times now. And why him a say no, say, yo, the reggae of Bob time and the reggae what it spawned off and our legacy that is sprawling in Europe,
Yeah.
it is now dying.
Yeah.
And that the man I say.
And it's not the first because I think it was what the song name? I think the Asian song.
Something that sound and say it dead over there so too.
Oh,
Mighty
Crown.
Crown. Yes.
Mighty Crown.
They said that
Mighty
specifically.
Crown a big song.
Yeah, specifically say just, you know, like reggae music, dancehall music overall is not doing well.
It's not the
also
first
in
we've heard
Asia,
these sentiments from the foreign.
And again, I mean, you know, inflation, things that cost the same, like money are go up, prices are go up. So, you know, you have to charge according to the economy that we're in.
And
But I
according
just
to the
think that-
market.
and I think that somebody like people like Beres and Buju, I just don't think they should be.
I'm not mad that the fees high for them. Like Buju,
I'm not mad at it either.
Beres, a legend in the game, and if you are a fan, you're supposed to know that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know that they're worth that.
Yeah.
So, and them can make that back for you or more.
Yep.
So it's weird.
I know
for them
people
to
who
say,
got-
it's too much.
I know people who got every single Beres show.
When we saw Beres on
Which
on
part
the,
then keep?
Everywhere,
when we see
moments
Beres
in
on the
time,
cruise.
the ship. No.
When we see Beres on
that's
the
a lie.
cruise and
No,
we see him crew like him bring the band,
Band.
like
Yeah,
him
everywhere.
band, him have the
Everywhere.
backup singers.
Yeah.
Of course him gonna bring 19 people. Him
yeah.
gonna need that because that's his crew.
Yeah, and they're not superfluous people. There are 19 people who are necessary and integral in putting
the
on the
performance,
show.
yeah.
You know,
But just from the promoter's perspective, them a pre-say yo, them not make back them money. It could be lying or me not know. As we
Yeah.
say, we not too know.
Yeah.
But based upon what them a say, it's like, yo, it worth it like that. You're not a legend, but we don't really pull the crowd when we can make back my money.
and then I guess I want to ask him too. So okay, you're the these major acts like Beres and Buju you're talking about. What about mid? So people who don't reach legendary, timeless acts. So people like Protege, Chronics, Protege, Chronics. Who else?
And you insult them, right?
Kabaka, right? We are trying to figure out. No, meaning said they're good acts, but them not reach Beres and Buju
like,
icon status yet.
with decades in.
So
the
it's
industry.
like how much are they charging? Are they, and when you're saying is dead, so you're saying that they too are a part of this whole problem, that they're not contributing positively to the overall development and growth of reggae. So that's why I'm asking, like, there's much more. So okay, you can't, these people are outpriced. Beres and Buju, you name them two specifically, so fine, they're outpriced. But what about Kabaka, Kabaka, Protege, Chronics? Are they outpriced too? Are they not bringing in the crowd? Are they not like helping to propel and contribute to the growth of the genre?
Chronics look like him being there on hiatus.
Right, but I was just saying.
Them been a say the reggae revolution dead too.
Ooh. Wow.
That people been a say too. Say it dead.
Yeah.
Or it has died out.
Yeah.
And I mean, so
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a deeper conversation.
It's a deeper. Would have to talk more to Julian,
It is.
because it's just so much more questions.
promoters come forward.
Yeah.
I don't think we talk to enough promoters
Yeah,
and get
for
full
real.
inside. You know what I mean? Don't get bashing all heap, you know. Gonna get defend on yourself. Defend on yourself. We now say we're tech side and others I say we want earphone stories as well. We don't want it to be one-sided. Because for the most part, people have on as fuckery.
All right, so
Alright.
this is from Big Up to Claude.
Mills.
It's Claude Mills.
He does good
This
work.
is from The Observer in May 11th, actually. So just to give a little background, if you will.
People did say, not to cut the air, people did say you're responsible for this article.
So stated, so it was a quote. So it said, young people of the internet era no longer appreciate the musical quality, nor the musicians developing their virtuosity, nor the spiritual content of the lyrics, nor the revolutionary spirit, stated Mancebo, who has been producing and promoting live shows in Europe since 1997. So most of the Jamaican reggae acts who performed over the years in Spain came from the effort of his promotion company. So he believes the natural progression of time has doomed reggae to a slow death on the continent. It's a lot.
Who don't know why me talk further upon that? You say that again. Let's say that.
Which part?
No, just read everything. Right.
So the young people of the internet era no longer appreciate the musical quality, nor the musicians developing their virtuosity, nor the spiritual content of the lyrics.
Stop right there, sir.
Girl, what me do you make you?
Stop
Sorry.
right there, sir.
I'm sorry.
Them are pre-uno as frauds now. And that basically I say. Them I say, Uno, some of the reggae artists, them don't see Uno as serious Rastafari anymore.
Yeah, and these white people take it so serious.
Them I see them as more serious.
Yeah.
Them don't have the basics lock. So it might not have that spirit and that soul there, what innate in our thing, in our culture, but them I say, them look like they respect Rastafari more than Uno no want have them conversations.
Wow.
They hate when we bring up them conversations here. They hate it, but I saw them pre-Uno.
Revolutionary spirit.
Them a pre said, no, about nothing no more. Uno no revolutionize nothing no more. Them soon I work with certain people Them soon out do certain things and them question, you know.
But they support that too. It's weird.
In a way. The whole business of the full of hypocrite, you know, man, I tell you.
Corruption.
A corruption indeed, with the Josh there. A be a corruption a go on. So it deep for real, you know.
It is.
It deep.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
We really need to see our war going for reggae for true.
We need to go take a trip to Europe. Go see what go on.
What's happening? This is a case study.
It's a case study for real. This should be our next documentary that we try to do. I would end up put out.
Why you remind them?
Mercy, wrap up this.
Wrap
people
up this. Oh God, we tried. We
Coming
tried.
soon.
I was still a try.
We still a try. Just put on power shelf somewhere. God do like it's a whole party.
More things are pressing.
Yeah. I'm sorry to that people never, we weren't trying to trick you. We really
Whole
tried.
bunch of bacchanal boys.
A whole heap of back. A whole heap of back.